Okay, we are back and it is now time to quilt the Happy Stripes quilt. I've got everything for it ready with me, and so I've got my batting to go with my quilt top. I've got the Quilter Dream Cotton twin size request, so that is their thinnest, lightest loft. I just like working with the lightest loft a whole lot better than the regular or the medium or the deluxe. I think request select is the middle one, deluxe is the thickest, so I like a nice light batting, so I like the thinnest loft there. I've also got my cuddle backing, so because this was a twin size, I need a lot more. So this is 2 2/3 yard of the C3. As you can see, I've already fuzzed it a little bit. I didn't write down which color it was. I want to say it's forest. Originally, I was going to go with the blue just because it felt like blue is what I should do. Done a lot of blue backings, and this green just, I don't know, felt very earthy with the quilt. So I think that's gonna look awesome. The pattern I'm gonna use is, I think, even a free one off of Urban Elements. It's called Starlit, and I think it will be nice and bring in that Star Wars kind of element. The thread I'm gonna use is this graphite grayish blue, so it'll kind of pull in a nice neutral and give some cool looking stars, and it'll just have a little outline on the back. So I'm gonna start pinning this in, and then we'll be ready to quilt. Well, the clock just struck midnight, but the quilt is all quilted. I think this looks so awesome. The stars look so great. I'm really glad I chose this pantograph. There's a couple spots where, because I had to adjust my seams with my pins, that my piecing on the outside bows a little bit, but it'll totally get covered in the binding and it'll look good. And then here's a little peek at the green back minky. Oh, it's so soft. I think this is going to turn out awesome. And the Happy Stripes quilt is all done. So I have zero complaints about this. It went together so well, so quickly, so easily. The fact it was all scrappy really helped just spread everything out and leave little thought to what I needed to do. And it turned out super great. I showed it to Marty the other night and he thought it was so cool. And I would totally do this again. As you saw, like I had to pin some rows, so some things got stretched out a little bit more than they should have, so some of my sides kind of bow out a little bit. But once I got the binding on, like, you can't tell where it is, so I really enjoyed this pattern. Quilty Love does a great job with her stuff. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and good to go. So let me show you how the back turned out. So here's the green with the stars on there. Looks super cool. It's nice and soft, and it's actually really light with the batik. And yes, there is batting in here too, and the cuddle on the back. Like, it's still a really light quilt. It doesn't feel really heavy at all, which I know is a big concern for a lot of people when they put batting and minky and fabric all together. They're concerned about the weight, but this is super light, so I could totally, it's June right now, so I can totally see myself still cuddling under this, crank the AC up, and not feel too hot. Of course, I'm here in California. Somewhere that it's colder, it might not need to crank the AC, but I love it. It's super awesome. I would totally do this as a baby quilt. I know I've got lots of scraps that I can totally bust out into a little baby quilt if I need to and be good to go. So I'm gonna get this all packaged up into the mail on to the way to its new owner. So while I'm doing that, let's look at some pictures of it.